Hey, what's up, everybody, and welcome back to Code Interpret. So last time we spoke about the SEP and the END keyword, and today we're going to talk about the difference between the keyword arguments and positional arguments. Okay, so a print function is predefined in this sequence. Okay, now what does the star asterisk objects mean? This is what contains all of these arguments. Okay, all right. So I've declared three variables and assigned three values to it, 10, 20, and 30. And then, so we spoke about the print function, and we spoke about how we can print arguments in your terminal. Now, how this is defined is that print function is defined in a sequence, in a certain sequence, okay? Everything that we place within the parentheses is called an argument, okay? All of these are arguments, and the objects is what represents all of these arguments, and they have to be placed in this order. So when you run the print function, it looks for all of these arguments, and then followed by which, if you want, you can customize your SEP, which by default has a space in between. Okay, now let's just run this without a custom SEP. Okay, see, so it printed all the arguments with a space in between. Now, if I put a comma and add two double dashes, print it again, it's gonna add a double dash in between all of these arguments. Okay, and this is what a keyword argument is. A keyword argument is meant to be placed after the positional arguments. Just remember that positional arguments come first and keyword arguments are placed afterwards. Now, what happens if you try to place this before your arguments? It's going to give you an error. See, it raises an error and says positional arguments cannot appear after the keyword arguments. So if you try to run this, it will give you the same error over here, syntax error. Okay. Now, see, if you look at this, this is how it's defined in the backend or under the hood. Okay, so it has the objects, which are the arguments, SEP and END are keyword arguments, followed by a file. This basically this enables the print function to print the output on the terminal. Okay, flush when it's set to false, which it is set to false by default. What that means is that when Python runs the program, it stores these values in a temporary memory, and then it flushes it out from there to display it over here. Okay, but if you set this to true, and that takes some amount of time, okay, before it gets displayed over here. If you want it to get printed immediately after you run the program, then you can set this to true. Okay, but what's important for us is basically these three arguments. Okay, all right. Thank you, everybody.